Hey guys, welcome back. So last time we retrieved all the song IDs for an album, and now we're going to actually output these a little bit nicer, because at the moment we're only outputting the song ID itself. So now we're going to create our song objects and actually produce some proper output. So get rid of this echo line right here. This is only used to check it worked. And then inside the for each loop, I'm just going to make some space so it's easy to see what's going on. We'll just say album song equals new song. So we're creating our song object and pass in con for the connection variable and then song ID, which is this variable up here, which I said contains the ID of every time it goes around the loop. So we've created our song object, and just so you know, this connection variable and song ID match what we have in here. We've said in the constructor here that this object will take a connection variable and an ID every time you create an object of it, which is what we've passed in, a connection variable and an ID. So here's our song object. We can check it works. So album song, is it get title, like that, and we need to actually echo that. So echo album song get title. Let's just make sure that worked, although I didn't do a line break, so it won't look very good. I've just realized. Yep, so these are the song titles. Great. So get rid of that, we don't need that. Let's go ahead and get the album artist as well. So we can say album artist equals album song get artist, like that. And this is the function we wrote here, which returns a new artist object. Okay, and you might be thinking, why are we doing that? We have the artist up here. Well, that's true, we do, and we could use that, but sometimes there might be songs on an album that aren't from the same artist. For example, if this is an album here, this might have different artists on, so it's good to retrieve the artist here. Okay, so you have your main artist here, and then this could be him featuring somebody else or something. Okay, so we get the artist again there, and now we have that object, and now it's actually time to start outputting this. That's all we have left to do. So echo, put your double quotes in there, and this is going to be the string that contains all our output. So remember I said that an unordered list, this one here, takes a list item, so an li, like that, list item, and then put a closing one on too. So li, like that. And inside here, this is going to have the class, single quotes, because we have to use single quotes because we use double quotes here. So single quotes, track list row, like that, track list row. And let's create some space. Remember I said you can use new lines inside a string, it's fine. And this is also going to have a div, like that. So div, and put your closing one on as well so you don't forget. And this div is going to have a class of track count, like that. So this is going to contain the number of the track we're on. And we don't actually have this number yet, so what we're going to do is create, outside the for each loop, just make a variable called I and set it to 1. So I equals 1. And then every time this goes round, we're going to use the variable I to keep track of what number row we're on. And we're going to do that by underneath this string, underneath where we're outputting this string, say I equals I plus 1, like that. And you could obviously write I plus plus, like that. For those of you that know, it's the same thing. I plus plus means I equals I plus 1. But for people who are new to this, I'm just going to write it this way. Okay, so I equals I plus 1. And this will just add 1 to I every single time we go around. And inside track count, we can just output I, like that. But instead of just doing it like that, we're going to put it inside a span. So span class equals, this is going to be our track number. Okay, close off that span. And then put I in there, like that, so $I, and then close the span off. And let's just refresh the page and make sure we see that number every time. Again, there's no line break, so it's not going to look very good. Oh no, we didn't need a line break because each item is a new list item, so we don't need to put a line break. It handles on its own. So there we go. There's our numbers. And then there's one more thing we're going to do inside this track count, and that's to output this image. You see this white play button here? So just above that span, above this, we're going to do an img tag like that. It's going to have a class equals play. Oh, make sure it goes inside the single quotes. So class equals play, and the source of this image, the src, is going to be assets slash images slash icons slash play white.png, like that. And the play white PNG, let me just show you. Here's assets, images, icons, play white.png here. So play dash white is this white play button. Okay. So obviously, if you didn't use the icons I provided, you'd have to replace this with your icon. But this is just the icon I have, and if you use my ones, this is what it'll be called. Okay. So let's refresh the page and make sure we see that icon. And there we go, we see the icon every time. Looks horrible at the moment, I know that, but you know, we'll get around to styling that soon.